Welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to show you guys how to make this piece. And currently I have one video up for activity 1.2.5, but it only shows how to make the item in step 9. And I realize that some people might not have gotten what we made in, I believe this is step 5. So we're going to go through the process on how to make that. So the first thing that you need to do, obviously, is create a part studio. And if you already have a document open, you could just hit the plus tab down here and hit Create Part Studio. Otherwise, you need to start a new document. So I'm going to start by making a sketch on the front plane. And I'm going to view normal to sketch plane. Now, one thing to notice is that the units in this are all in millimeters, okay? For this particular piece, they're all in millimeters. If you do not have your workspace units set to millimeters, you can either do that up here by going to workspace units underneath this drop-down menu. And when you do, the length default, change that to millimeter. Or every time you set a dimension, you'll be typing in mm. So let's start by creating a corner rectangle at the origin that is going to be 20 by 30 millimeters. Once I have that, I'm going to use a tool called Revolve, which this is the first time that we've used it in class. And basically what Revolve does is it takes a sketch profile and it rotates it around an axis. And as it does that, it creates the 3D solid that would result from that revolution. So I'll click on Revolve up here, hotkey to Shift W, and it's going to ask me for two things. It's going to say, well, hey, what is it that you want to revolve? And that's going to be the face of sketch 1. And B, what do you want to revolve it around? And that's going to be the 30 millimeter side here. So notice this is red right now. I have to click into that to make it blue, and that enables me to select my 30 millimeter side to make that revolution. That gives me a cylinder. On top of this cylinder, I will start a new sketch. So when it asks me what's your sketch plane for sketch 2, I'm going to actually select the top circle of this cylinder. You see how the edges are highlighted? That's what I want to click on. I can view normal to sketch plane, and I can take now a center point rectangle, hotkey to the letter R. My center point rectangle will be useful here because we want to keep this centered on the cylinder. I'll use my center point rectangle. I'll click at the origin. I'll drag my cursor. I'll click again to confirm my square. I'll use my dimension tool. I want to make the sides of this 10 by 10. Next, I will extrude this 15 millimeters up. So my depth here will be 15 millimeters. And just like that, we're almost done. So what's the difference between this piece and this piece? Well, this piece I have a beveled edge down here, and these sides are sloped, right? They're sort of curved down like that. So I'll use my fillet tool to round those edges that make contact with my cylinder. And when I hit fillet, it's going to say, well, what are the edges or faces that you want to fillet? I want to make edges of this rectangular prism that make contact with this cylinder. So that'd be this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. I'm going to keep the radius as 5 millimeters. I'm going to hit check. Next, what I'm going to do is use my chamfer tool. The chamfer creates a beveled edge, okay? And when you click on that, what we want is a chamfer type distance and angle. For some students, it's defaulting to this equal distant. Please make sure that you are looking at distance and angle. So if you need to hit that drop-down list, right? If you don't see an angle appearing, which I don't here, you need to hit the drop-down, distance and angle, and we'll change the angle to be 30 degrees. Next, we're just going to chamfer the bottom circle of this cylinder. And I can do that by clicking and hitting check. And I have my beveled edge. I hope this helps you as you complete activity 1.2.5. Remember, we are doing this. We are skipping steps 6, 7, and 8. You are doing step 9 in the same document. Please just open up another tab down here. And we're submitting that link to the assignment page. All right. Have a good day.